Hi guys, and welcome back to another video Game with Powers. I'm Jake, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look and unboxing my second most anticipated game of 2023, Tamashii Chronicles of Ascend, coming to you guys from Awaken Realms Lite. And man, am I excited to dive into this game and see what we got here. What you're looking at, guys, is the all-in pledge here for Tamashii. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and start diving right in, right? So we have two expansion boxes, the Forbidden Chapter and Catie's Diary. We also have the actual main box here. This is the big box that has all the stretch goals in it as well. And then we got a nice little Tamashii envelope here. So we'll start with the main box. Let me go slide it out here in the middle of the table, guys, for you. Make sure my camera's right so we got a nice view. All right, so let's dive right in with this little envelope note here and see what it says, what we got here from Awaken Realms. So, dear backer, congratulations, you are now the proud owner of Tamashii Chronicle of Ascend. We want to express our heartfelt appreciation for your generous support and backing of our board game. Without your contribution, we would not have been able to bring this cyberpunk-inspired game to life, and we are deeply grateful for your belief in us. Tamashii Chronicles of Ascend is set in a post-apocalyptic cyberpunk-inspired world where players assume the roles of heroes battling against an evil AI that threatens to destroy humanity. The game immerses you in a dystopian society where technology is an integral part of life and artificial intelligence rules with an iron fist. We have invested a tremendous amount of effort in creating a game that embodies the essence of cyberpunk while offering an immersive and engaging gameplay experience. Tamashii invites you to a world where you must cooperate, compete, and form alliances with your enemies, but be cautious with every move you make, as every conflict, cooperation, or alliance may have unintended consequences. We would love to hear your feedback on Tamashii Chronicles Ascend. We poured our skills and passion into making this game as a tribute to the cyberpunk culture we grew up with. Please share your thoughts about the game in the social media channels and rate the board game on BGG. Your opinion is invaluable to us, as it motivates and inspires us to create even better board games in the future. We are grateful to have you as part of our Tamashii family, and we hope to see you again soon. Once again, thank you for making our dream a reality through your unwavering support. We cannot thank you enough for being part of this journey. Thank you, Creative Director of Tamashii, Kamil, Cieśla, and Awaken Realms teams, coming to you from Awaken Realms Lite. All right, guys. So that's a nice little cool introduction. Of course, I think what's awesome about Awaken Realms as I dive into this box here is that they always include a nice little letter of appreciation that you can have for the game. But yes, look, this is my second most anticipated game of 2023 for great reason. Number one is the cyberpunk theme of the game, but also bringing that Japanese flavor and vibe to the game as well. And you know, I grew up watching a lot of anime and different things like that. Let me keep trying to unravel this box. I grew up watching a lot of anime, and you know, I had a friend who is heavily into the Japanese culture, and I think I talked about that a little bit, and that just what inspired me so much to enjoy Japanese culture so much, or not really enjoy, but appreciate Japanese culture so much, and I have a strong affinity for it. All right, this box is a beauty right here. You can see now. The game did undergo a lot of changes, actually, from the initial concept. And so I know some of the artwork's changed. I know some of the boards have changed a lot. And so I'm curious to see what these changes are and how the game is going to play with a lot of these changes. But let's open up the top box here. All right. Starting with the rule book. All right, we got a rule book. We got a pretty hefty rule book here, 23 pages, but it is pretty thick. It does look pretty thick. We got important keywords and icons. We'll just kind of skim through this rule book a little bit, but the good thing is it does look very clear and concise There is a lot of wording on each page, so I got a lot of reading that I'm gonna have to do. But it looks like a lot of good visual examples. Everything hopefully is clear and concise. Other game modes, solo modes, scenario generator, things like that, and an indexed here. So nice, good rule book. I love the texture of the rule book here. These are all the components that they have in the game. So I'm probably gonna keep this in front of me while I continue to pull some of the stuff out. This also, guys, like I said, this is the all-in pledge that you're going to be looking at here today. So on top of these standees, we're also going to have the miniatures that are down here below. But I'll showcase all of this stuff for you guys. Let me get my camera over here so we can showcase some of these artworks up top. Okay, so here is a couple standees of a couple of the AI bosses. I know that's like, I think this might be the stretch goal standees actually, of some of the stretch goal AIs that you'll be fighting and you might have on your team. I don't remember exactly what their names are. I know that's the cat, the cyber cat. Other than that, I don't remember exactly what roles these people are, but those are some of the standees there. I'll bring it over here on this other camera so you can guys get an up close look at some of these awesome looking standees here. But this is what kind of I don't want to say worried me about the game. Is like, look, the miniatures I'm sure are going to be great, but this is the lost pages, so this is a stretch goal here, so a nice little table of content specifically for that. What's going to worry me here is the artwork of these standees are so beautiful and gorgeous that, you know, I'm sure the miniatures are going to look great, but I might end up wanting to use the standees, right? So these are map tiles. I wonder if these are going to be for the lost pages. Rule book, what does it say? 4 district tiles. It doesn't say the name of the district tiles, but I probably am going to safely assume that these are all components and tiles of the lost pages. So you got the city tiles, which are going to be your board. We got some components here that I don't see in the original rule book. These look like, yeah, so these are components for, we got the living city tokens right here for this lost pages expansion. Okay, I'll just show you some of these here on the other camera. So you got the unknown area, the castle, and the river walk. There are some tiles. Okay, we got some more tiles. A whole glob of tiles and some other stuff. Let me go ahead and bust this open. But yeah, like I was saying, guys, you can see this is always really cool. We got the miniatures underneath there to kind of let you see where they're at. That's always helpful. Always helpful to have a little sheet so I know which miniatures go back where. But yeah, like I was saying, I mean, what I'm starting to find out with myself personally, my tastes have kind of changed a little bit in regards to that. You know, I've always usually loved miniatures and all that stuff, but more and more as I get into some of these games that have standees, I mean, the artwork on these standees are just phenomenal, and like, it really makes me want to use the standees over the miniatures because, like, visually it's more pleasing, and to me is what, you know, my personal preference is, and you kind of get more of a feeling and a vibe with the game, right? Now obviously if your miniatures are painted, that's a whole different scenario, but I would love to have some painted miniatures, but I do not paint. Okay, so here is some standard district tiles that we have in the game. So, you know, shelter, damaged district, seeker hideouts. All right, let's see what else. We got some more tiles here. So battlefield, high building, data transmitter. All right, we got some more map tiles. Again, all these tiles are going to be used to create maps in different scenarios. All right, here are a bunch of tokens. All right, so we got this row of tokens here. this wonderful row of tokens there. Okay, so those are all going to be your, you know, data tokens, first player tokens, exploration tokens, and then here are going to be some more of your roles and AIs that you're going to fight. I don't know if they have the roles listed here or they're going to be on the cards, okay? But yeah, I mean, look how awesome these standees are, and just the colors, the artworks, the artwork here is just phenomenal, okay? So those are all of the standees, okay? Let's now take a look. I gave you the preview earlier, all right? Let's take a look at some of these awesome miniatures here. Get this nice little box, and obviously we have some stuff in there below. Oh, we got a little damaged box there. Okay, so I got the miniatures here. They actually have it taped, so I don't mess it up. Let me get this tape out here as I talk through this. But yeah, the miniatures look they look good. Standard miniatures. They did not offer a sun drip. They did not offer a sun drop version for any of these miniatures, so you're just generic plastic. And I think that's kind of why with this game I am staying with I'm saying I might prefer the standees over the miniatures themselves, just because you don't have really a nice sun drop. But these miniatures do look really good as I'm looking at them right now, guys. Let me continue to work on trying to get all of this tape off. But so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. Here's what I really like that Awaken Realms did really good, is combining everything into one big box. I like how they combined all the stretch goals in the base game into one box, so you don't have to have two boxes, okay? That's kind of my problem that I find with Lords of Ragnarok. If you'll see Lords of Ragnarok back here, is that they had the base game, which is obviously massive, but there wouldn't have been any room. But they have that stretch goals box, which adds in another player, but also adds in like more monsters and a couple other expansions that you could use. And but you have to have that other separate box for that. And so that's kind of just the annoyance for me, is that separate box there of having to carry that around. Like, it's so much better just having one giant box. Okay. Let me go ahead and put these minis back in the center here so you guys can see, and let's go ahead and just pick some out. So obviously we'll go to the one with the blue guy, so that's nice and cool. I'm just gonna pick out 2 or 3 here, and we'll take them over to the side camera. Whoa, as I'm dropping this guy, obviously you can tell I got sticky hands today. Let's do this one. All right, let's do this one. And we'll take these 3 over to the other camera and kind of look at them more in depth. All right, so let's take a look at this guy right here. So really, I mean, as always, really good detail here on all of these, and gotta get back in focus. There we go. Really good detail here on the miniatures themselves. I love the coloring here with this blue little shield, and I don't know why it keeps not focusing. There we go. Nice hat. Sorry for the focusing issues, like samurai-ish type guy. All right, let's take a look at this cybernetic person. Love the details there on the back of the computers. There's the chair. I wonder if we can see the front of the computers, if there's anything. I don't know why this thing keeps losing focus here. But awesome details on the miniatures here. I think they did a great job with these miniatures, as always. This guy's like I don't know if this was a player. I think this is a boss. I think this is an AI boss here. It's got some drones, some samurai drones coming at you. But the details here with the miniatures, as always, with the Awaken Realms, is going to be phenomenal and fantastic. So, you know, once you get into these, but again, for me, let's see if you can agree with me here, guys, is that, again, the miniatures look awesome. They look fantastic, but they're just gray. and so just the plastic color, which is gray. Again, what I'm trying to say is they're gray, and when they're on the board with these tiles, they're gonna stand out, right? And when compared to having these standees, I think the colors and the vibes and things are just gonna move a little differently. All right, so we have a first game setup guide. Keep that over to the side. All right, let's look at some of this stuff here. So these are some stretch goal monsters, I believe. So we got a Nuraona. This is the guy I was just looking at right here. He is the Ascend's Sentinel. All right, we got a Extortionist here. We got the Exiled one and the Shinigami. Okay, so these are all some of these. So there's the Contortionist. There's that guy we just saw. The Ascended Sentinel, which I just showed you guys. So I'll show you them over here so you can look at their player sheet and card up close. So there's a lot of information here, special rules, the boss activities, some of their abilities, and then that what it kind of says on the backside of how to set each of these bosses up. So those are really cool. With the boss's sheet. All right, taking a look at these player boards. This was probably the biggest change out of everything, guys, is the player boards, but I really love what they did with them, and they just combined all of this into one. I do remember that like this was not combined on the board, and I don't even think that was at first. I think it was like two pieces that you put together or something like that. I can't remember exactly how the board was put, but I do know this used to be a card. So now they've imprinted the base version, because this is like a base version of your character before you can like upgrade them to one of the other characters that we saw. But I just love what they did with these boards and combining everything and streamlining it together and making it so much more simple, where I don't have to have 2 or 3 boards or extra cards dealing out to start the game. I can just get my board out and we're good. So, you know, this board is the walker. Well, they're all walkers, but we got 2 guys and 2 girls of the same generic feel, okay? But the boards here are awesome, man. They feel awesome. Dual layered right here, nice and smooth with the texture on the back, very thick, sturdy, and ready to go. So that is awesome. Awesome. All right, trying to move through here. We got some scenario progress sheets, right? The Depths Ascendant, another scenario sheet. What else do we have? Prologue. All right, we got a prologue sheet. Let me see. This is the dump thing. So this was kind of cool. What they did is essentially all your tokens, you'll be able to slide this in here like that, and then you can just dump all your tokens in the dump area and then reset them back into your bag. So that's, again, really cool idea that they had there in regards to that. So let's see what else. I'm going to tilt this up so I can kind of see what else we got in here. All right. Let me move some of this stuff. So this is the time track. The time track here. All right. We got the dump stuff. Go ahead and remove this nice little box to it. It's going to be a joy to put together. I mean, I love the insert. The bodies. The bodies. Let's go. Let's see. I'm going to have to stand up a little bit and see what we got. We got the Owlman miniature. I'll show him off. He was a exclusive if you back for free in the first 48 hours. All right, so this should be the Owlman that you can see. If I hope he's focused, and you can see him here. Nice little owl, nice little samurai looking hat. But this is the Owlman, the 48-hour special for him. Okay, we just got some other dice. Here's some of the dice here in the game. Look at some of these other components, some other dice. I'll pull out some of these dice just to show you guys. Here are all the standee clips. We got a bunch of cards here. So these look like rewards, locked components, things. I'm not going to bust any of these cards open and show you guys. Let's take a look at the bags. Let's take a look at the bags. real quick. So each player is gonna have their own individual bag. I think this was awesome that they done. Wow, these feel really nice, like oh man, like a polyester feel. So there is the green player bag, the yellow player bag, the blue player bag has the cat. Oh, that's awesome. And then the red player bag or orange player bag has Catie from that expansion. Man, these bags really feel nice, guys. Nice silk polyester feel to these bags. That is amazing. Here's a bunch of cards. So these are going to be obviously your scenario generators with some of the other roles. So like this is an assassin role here. This looks like some other more scenarios. What else do we got in here? We got some locked components, coders, some more roles. I don't want to bust open any of the stuff that's going to spoil anything for you guys. I want to just try and bust open some stuff that are the roles so you can see all the exact roles in the game, okay? So what is this? Lock district, bodies. Let me start busting some stuff open here and we'll kind of go from there. I got some class augments. So here's a dice, looks like a 3-sided or a 3-numbered dice. And then here is another dice. And what else do we have? Class augments. We got another body. Some more body. What is that? That is the Owlman body. Okay. Let's take a look at the Owlman body. All right. Owlman body. And then this is the Owlman standee with his little thing there. All right. And then we'll keep going. Yeah, all right. So here's what we're going to do. Let me bust open these 2 packs because these are going to have all the bodies. I'll show you all the different available bodies in the game. So what am I talking about with bodies, guys? Throughout the course of the game, if you've ever watched... Man, I forgot the show. They had a Netflix show that was kind of like this where you could basically switch bodies. So again, you know, with that cyberpunk theme, right? The theme is your mind is you can put on a data, you can upload it to a drive and basically upload your mind into another body. And so you can switch bodies. So everybody starts with a generic body and then from there, that generic body you are able to essentially transform into a better body that has different abilities. Okay, so in this deck right here, for example, we have 2 other bodies over here. We have the coder, okay, and it says the cost to be able to transform into that body right here in the bottom left-hand corner. And then we have the Master of Puppets is another one, all right? So you'll be able to see, like, you move into, it's got a passive ability, it's got some attacking abilities, movement there, I wonder if that's health maybe, there on the thing, but these are 2 other bodies in the game. All right, so we have the Master of Puppets and the Coder. But yeah, throughout the course of the game, you will be able to have the opportunity to switch bodies to get into a stronger body that's going to give you more attack. Obviously, get different passive abilities. And so there are a bunch of different bodies in the game that you can kind of go through and see and feel. Well, I don't know about see and feel, but you'll be able to take advantage of. All right, this looks like the rest of the bodies here. Let me just scroll through and I'll show you kind of what a miniature. So we've seen some of those big bosses, right? I'll show you what some of the other middle minions look like. All right, so let's take a look at some of these other bodies, right? So we got the assassin. All right, we have the, we got the knight. We got the rogue. We got the scout, the hacker, the slasher, the quaminator, and the visionary. All right, those are only the ones that I saw in that area, and there could be more, but I'd have to go through all of this extra stuff. Here's what a standard AI card would look like. So this is a ZOE or Zoe. So that's how that would look. Other than that, all right, guys. The last thing that I wanted to highlight, and I realized this after I closed the video and was unboxing all the components here, but I felt like this is really some cool stuff that I wanted to highlight about the game. Is I actually missed something, and so we have this nice little compartment here. This was actually under the this tray right here. So you take this tray out, you have a nice little 2 extra spaces for stuff, and then you had this tray full of extra tokens, right? So these are going to be your experience markers, your damage markers, big and small, and then you have some universal markers as well, and these are nice plastic translucent pieces available for you. And again, it opens up these 2 little spaces. So that's what was underneath there. Excuse me. Also, on the back side of this first game setup sheet, there is a universal unboxing guide, okay? And so this is really, really awesome and handy because it tells you that before you start playing, it tells you how to organize and set up the basically box with all the cards and things like that. It does come with dividers, which is really, really cool. So you have, this is just the divider for the scenario cards. Here's the divider for the bodies cards. So very easy way to track your stuff. And if you can see in my box here, I've kind of put some of these stuff in dividers as well. For the big card, the mini cards, and then the big cards, all right? So maybe I'll do a video on how to rebox everything, but I just wanted to highlight those things. Those are things that I missed in the actual unboxing. So big kudos to you for Awaken Realms Lite for giving us this nice little unboxing guide, giving us these dividers so everything is nice and organized. You guys are awesome and amazing, and production is top quality. That is pretty much it. So this is everything coming into Tamashii here in the base box. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna move some of this stuff out the way. We got a lot of stuff over here that I gotta move out the way, and let's go ahead and dive in to these secondary expansions here. That we have these small little expansions. I'm gonna try and make this short and sweet. So the first one we're gonna be looking at today, guys, is gonna be Catie's diary. Let me move this other box out the way to make sure that we have the space and we have the room in order to see everything that's coming in. So Catie's diary. So this is a small little expansion. Let's see what it says here on the back. The Catie's diary expansion introduced a single scenario to the game in which players uncovered a complex backstory of Catie, one of the first independent AIs created by humanity. This scenario unlocks new components and features with 3 separate paths to success. Okay, so this is gonna bring in I think 1 new character, just Catie, and obviously that 1 single scenario for her to play in. So let's kind of get this open, move through this real quick, and let's see what we got here. All right, so let's see what they're bringing in this scenario. Okay, so we have the Catie's diary map. We got the tiles with the token, or the map tile, the extra map tile. Got some tokens for Catie. We got the standee for Catie, obviously the pamphlet for her with the scenario, and then we have the box right here with all of her cards that are going to be associated with Catie and Catie's diary, and we got her nice huge miniature right here. All right, so Catie's miniature, the details on here are fantastic. All right, so this is the Catie's miniature, or not Catie's miniature, this is the Catie's diary expansion. So again, just bringing in 1 single, nope, I forgot there's another thing in here. So we got 1 more tile and little pamphlet here that got snuck in behind the pack. So that's Catie's diary, bringing in a standard scenario, or a single scenario, not standard scenario, with her miniature and all the rings. Okay, moving on to the very last one. Last expansion we got here, guys, is the Forbidden Chapter. All right, so the Forbidden Chapter here is going to say Forbidden Chapter is an expansion for Tamashii-based game that breathes new life into the game's narrative. It features a mini-campaign consisting of 4 scenarios set in the rural areas of cyberpunk post-apocalyptic world. You'll have the chance to delve into the captivating story of the mythical Kitsune. Alright, while doing so, you may aid the worshippers of the sun or unite with the followers of Basilic, a powerful machine that stands against Ascend. Alright, your decisions and allegiances will determine the outcome of this mini campaign. Forbidden Chapter also includes new factions, bodies, district tiles, enemies, and more, promising an enthralling and challenging gaming experience. Open the Forbidden Chapter and discover the hidden mysteries that await you. Alright, so this is going to be more of a obviously in-depth expansion. I was going to say expansion. More in-depth expansion here that we have going on. So let's bust this open really quick. Just fly through this, bringing in the Kitsune as well as some other city tiles. This one's going to be long. Looks like we got a lot of stuff here to get through, or it's just a long. Okay, so we have the rule book here for this Kitsune expansion with the progress sheet. All right, we obviously have the scenario booklets, the Kitsune itself. So I wonder if that's the actual boss. It looks like, yep. So that's the setup for the Kitsune and all the special rules and the boss activities. All right, we're bringing in some new map tiles. What do we have in here? We got a whole bunch of new miniatures. All right, let me take this over here. We got a whole bunch of new miniatures to show off, and we got some new characters here. I'm gonna leave them there while I bust this open. Let's take a look at some of these new. Let's take a look at some of these new bodies. All right. We'll just take a look at some of these new bodies. I'll bust out some of these artworks. Not the artworks, man. I can't talk right now. Busting out the new artworks, the standees, and we'll kind of move from there. All right, and just finish this up really quickly, and then that way we're not having. Okay, so let's see. Let me pull these. So it looks like we got 2 new. We got the Ronin here, all right, and we got the Feline, all right, and I thought we had one more, which was this little guy right here. Let me see if I can not try and give y'all any spoilers off camera here. I thought there was one more. He might be in this stack, but we'll bust open this and see. Yeah, so you should see. Yeah, so we should have the Ronin, the Cat Lady. There should be a couple extra bosses here. And so we got map tiles, trade districts, Old Watchtower, Belfry, Rice Field. So we got 9 new map tiles, and then here are all the standees. So we got the Ronin, the Feline, the Kitsune. I believe these are 2 bosses, and this is a body, and that's, I wonder if that's a body as well. And show those 2 guys off, show some of those standees off as well. All right, let's show that guy off. Let's show the Kitsune off. So this was one of those extra bodies. Not sure where he's at. And then here's the Kitsune miniature as well. Awesome details. All right, let me see. Last thing I'm gonna try and do is let me bust open this deck and see if he's in here. And then if he is, we'll show him off. And then we'll end the video right here, guys. But look, I'm excited to get into this game. It's going to be a while probably before I actually get into this game, because I got to get through Campfire Chronicles first and get a campaign started for that. And then once we finish that campaign, I'll be able to get to this one. But I'm excited about this one, being able to get into it. Like I said, has that cyberpunk theme. I do not see him in these deck of cards. Okay. But yeah, so I am ready to dive into this game. I might try and do it this weekend, maybe with one of my friends, and we'll see. But all right, guys, look, well, I thank you for your time. That is Tamashii Chronicles of Ascend. This is the all-in pledge. Everything that came in there from Awaken Realms Lite. Hope you guys enjoyed this content. Like I said, again, it's going to take me a while before I dive in and get into all this because I got to finish Kim Fires first. But if you like this content, guys, please head and drop a like. And as always, please help us out by subscribing to our channel. Y'all have a great one. Bye.